welcome back to my channel. My name is Chermibear. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another speed build. Today we will be working on a Japanese shop houses type of build. Everyone's still obsessed over cottage living. I still am, I'm not gonna lie, but after last week's failure, I thought that I wanted to try doing something new, and I was just like, you know, spending time on the internet, and then I saw this image of this shop house, this beautiful shop house that was captured. I'm not really sure who the photographer was, but I have a link to the Twitter account. I cannot speak the language that's written there, but I should just translate the tweet honestly, but I think it was shot by this guy. I'll just leave all the links below so that you guys can know where to find the photographer, Twitter account and things like that. I should have done more research before I started this voiceover, but basically I'm working on this this shop house situation. It's kind of neon, not really, but I like the vibes and how the shop house looked in the middle of the street, and I really wanted to recreate it, or see if I can recreate that vibe and recreate like a Japanese shop house kind of effect in The Sims. And here we are. I succeeded, I assume, kinda. This is no CC, by the way, so pets to me, kudos to me, pets on the back that I managed to make this work kinda. It made me miss Japan so much more, guys. I mean, I guess I've been like, yeah, I just miss Japan a lot, and I guess it has gone to a point where I cannot ignore the fact that I miss it anymore. So I've been like itching to do like Japanese things. I've been dousing myself in Japanese media and, like, you know, anime, music, games, things like that. Yeah, it's very obvious that I'm missing home very much. But so I think like the current shape of the build is kind of forming up right now. Okay, yes, I think we timed this really well, because I was like, I really need to talk about these archways that I used to make that facade. I really wanted like a sort of like stuck out facade situation that's like red color and stuff, and I thought these archways layered and kind of piled together, assembled with the tool mods help to scale it to size, really made that facade look reminiscent, obviously not the same as the one in the picture, but made it look good enough for this build. But I don't know if this renders anything unusable. You'll see later. I will talk about it later again, just to remind you guys. But when we move on to the apartment, which is going to be part of this shop house. So basically, oh my god, I can't believe I talked so much and I didn't give you any details, but basically this shop house situation in The Sims, at least, it is kind of functional. We have an apartment on the second and third floor, and over here we will have a nice Japanese bar. I like to think of it as a ramen bar, but obviously in The Sims, if you have a bar, it's a bar. It is a juice selling bar. But yeah, that's the idea. I want it to be a ramen bar, so we shall just imagine that there's a ramen bar downstairs, and there's an apartment that ranges 2 floors, on the second and the third floor, with like a little veranda on the top, and the space on the first floor beside the bar over here, you see, is going to be like a kind of like art studio sort of situation. I'll explain more about that when we get to it, but I just wanted to give an overview. I was like, oh yes, we must remember to give them an overview. I cannot speak, and yeah, I forgot. But yes, so speaking of that, where the archways are, there is a kitchen, you'll see later, and I think the kitchen might be making some things unfunctional. No, not functional, but I did play test it with those arches removed, and it's still kind of non-functional, so I'm not sure what's going on over there. I'll talk about it more later, but I just wanted to tell you guys that this build basically is more of a aesthetic art journey. No, it's not a journey. like an exploration, I guess. So I was very okay with it not being like 100% functional, but I think I made it functional enough. I hope that made sense. And yeah, the facade is almost done. Like the outside's pretty much more or less complete. You see me hop in and out of the interior and the exterior and stuff, working on things, because I was like, at this point I just knew that I wanted to build that facade that from the photo. I wanted to be inspired by the photo, but I didn't really know like what I wanted to do with like the interiors. I knew that there was like a nice ramen bar / eatery thing in real life in that photo, so I obviously made this place like a ramen bar. But you don't really know what's above, like on the second and third floor. I'm actually thinking that in real life this building might have like maybe 4 or 5 floors, if I'm not mistaken. But with the way that I had to build this to make it look kind of proportionate, it is only a 3-floor building, but it's pretty much big enough definitely. Obviously it's about a lot smaller with like the Sims 4 proportions, but you know. And this signboard over here is made with gallery art and lots of debug items to make it look like that kind of thing going on. We didn't really have a lot of like neon lights option, and I really wanted it to look kind of like a Simlish Japanese kind of vibe, like the words. I didn't want it to look like English, more or less. So that's what I went with. I hope that brought forth the feeling of like those messy signs on the top of the building. Hopefully that comes through by the end of the build, when I guess you guys have seen the build in the start, but hopefully that really just comes through and it's good enough for you. I think it's good enough for me. It's the best I can do at this point. I don't know if it's even possible to do anything more than that. Maybe I'm just not good enough right now, but who knows. Yeah, and I know that in Japanese, I guess buildings in general, there's always a lot of like air conditioning and vents and stuff that's always like hanging outside, and this is a relatively old building if you look at the picture carefully, so I really wanted to make that known with like that vibe. I do, at the end you will see that I add like lots of cracks and water stains and stuff to age the building a little bit, because right now it's looking a little bit too new and too perfect, even though the colors are dated and the things that I use make it look like it's already a little bit run down. But you know, I do add a couple of these what are these called? Like sign thingies, lit up signs on the side of the building. It kind of makes it look more like shop houses. I assume, I guess if it's in real life, most of these lots like on the upstairs should be like office buildings, like additional shops and stuff, like little tiny businesses tucked away that way. I think in Japan that's usually what happens with buildings like this, but I decided to make mine into like an apartment, and this is going to be uploaded as a residential lot as well, because I mean it can be a bar as well, I guess, but it isn't. It is going to be a residential lot when I upload it. You guys can change it to anything you like, honestly. I really just wanted to build the front, if that's not clear enough for you yet. But I really do like how this ramen bar situation turned out. It's a really small place. This is built in Mount Komorebi, by the way. So Komorebi, which neighborhood is this? The one in the middle. This is on the lot where little Simsy built her starter home. That's all I knew. That's all I knew. No. You guys should know if you guys are familiar with this pack. I'm not really very familiar with this pack, surprisingly, although I am like such a fan of Japan. I seldom use this pack and go to this world. Don't know why, but luckily we're doing it now. We're here now. We're building in this place. I might actually do more Japanese builds in the future as well. I'm really enjoying the whole like Japanese-y vibes and reminiscing Japan and like just, you know, crying deep inside because I miss Japan so much. I cannot wait to travel, but I really won't travel till it's like really safe and the first wave of like very, very eager travelers clear out, because I don't want to fight the crowd. I want to go and it feels like a lot more normal, so I will wait. But yeah, so this ramen bar kind of like, it's coming together. I add some of those barrels of drinks, like the display around the shop, just to make it look more, I don't know, more cluttered. I like the if you guys been to like Japan, and if you guys been to like those like hole in the wall ramen places, shop houses, cafes, anything like that, you will realize that they are usually quite cluttered, and it's like a family business usually, or like it's just like a, it feels very cozy, especially because it's sort of, it's like almost like an extension to someone's house almost, or like they just, you can feel that ownership in their shop, and it feels very cozy in a very like non-professional but professional sense. You guys know what I mean? I hope it comes through in this build. I really tried to go for that kind of vibe, but still keeping it more like a restaurant kind of situation, like a Japanese restaurant with like all the nodens and the Japanese paintings and things like that. Yeah, hopefully that comes through. I really like how it turned out. And now at the back, I decided to add like a little staff room situation, and then like a back door. So I think the Japanese are very particular about like, you know, presentation and stuff. I would be too. I mean, like I've worked in so many like Japanese places. Oh my god, but if there is a possibility for their employees and themselves to leave via back door, they would. In generally. So in this staff room, there is a door that links to the restaurant, and a back door where I imagine employees would utilize to enter and leave the building, usually, just to keep that illusion alive and stuff like that. I think it's a nice touch. I wanted to add some chairs inside here because I like the idea of being able to rest when you're in the changing room with the locker, the staff room, but it really took up a lot of space because it's a very narrow room. So I decided to go for this like little filing cabinet slash documents area with like a jar of candy. Maybe it's just like a little employee perk, maybe, with like a little like this bread box, which I imagine employees can, you know, put some snacks and stuff inside there so they can like come in and rest and stuff. So I just make it very like staff roomy. You know what? I actually realized that I really like making staff rooms of like retail shops and restaurants and stuff. I think it comes from like having experienced working part-time in places where there are staff rooms and stuff. It's always very interesting, and it's always very cluttered. So it's like a, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun. That's all I wanted to say. And this is like the little veranda situation. I just really wanted to try to decide on like a floor tile situation, and I decided to go for that terracotta thingy. And with that, it kind of set the tone for like what I wanted the apartment to be. Because when I came up here into the space, I realized that there was so many ways I can go about this apartment, and I chose to make it look kind of like this. I don't know if it's realistic, and I don't really know, honestly, but I went for this plywood flooring and wooden walls kind of situation to make it look kind of not the most polished, but at the same time, like, it doesn't look like it belongs in a building that is made out of concrete things. And to make that the vibe, I don't know what vibe I'm going for, but there is a vibe. This apartment will become a very, very, very flowery, colorful space, exploding with colors. But I love it. You will see as we go along. I decided to make the hardware. This kitchen, by the way, okay, wait, should I talk about the kitchen now? I think I should just, like, you know, run you through the kitchen first, just in case. But this kitchen, you can see that the island part is 4 counters wide, but this is not functional. Like, you will not be able to cook. You will not be able to cook with that 4 counter wide space. So instead, I offer you an alternative way to put the counters. I placed it where the spot is, so all you have to do, if you would refer to the secondary video that I'm going to put somewhere on screen right now, you can just remove the 2 counters that are not islands and place the countertop stove on top of that island, and your Sims will be able to cook. and that'll be great. I don't know what's blocking it. I tried so many ways to try to figure it out, but I cannot. So I decided to go for two versions, one that's functional and one that's not. I'm going to upload the non-functional version because I really like the look better. But if you want this to be functional, there is an option for you. And it doesn't look that bad. It's just not my first choice. Yes, but anyways, you can see that we're moving on to the living room, and the living room is already very, very colorful and explosive. I don't know why, but I was like, I always build very, very neutral things. I like my neutral, classy look. But I decided, okay, you know what? This is an apartment. It can be for anyone. Let's go all out with the colors. I don't know what this sim that lives here does, but in the downstairs, which is linked to their essentially front door, there is like a shop house space that is like boarded up in front, as you guys could tell from the front of the lot. I changed it into like a sort of graffiti space, like a art studio sort of space, but it feels like it's in transition. So potentially this person could be like a very artistic person, like maybe she doesn't really do the art, but she runs a gallery, so that's like the space. She lives above her shop in a sense, like it's a gallery, and it's under construction. You'll see it later, but I was thinking like maybe with that kind of vibe, this person who lives here, this sim, they are just very into artsy stuff, colors, things like that. I was just going for that vibe basically, and lots of plants, exploding with plants. I really liked what I did with that 3-colored tree thing in that corner over there by the TV. It really makes it look so colorful and like just so overgrown. I love it. Oh, and the mirror by the stairs, that renders the stairs unusable, unfortunately, so I had to change it out to the vintage glamour one that is sticking to the wall. That one I changed it and I made it blue as well. It's not my first choice. I really like the texture of that mirror in the hallway that's leaning against. Like in real life you'll be able to walk past, but in the Sims you cannot, so I changed that. So don't worry, that will be functional. It's just that we sacrificed a little bit of beauty there, but it's okay. But anyways, just know that everything else is functional. Surprisingly, the sink is functional in this kitchen, so don't worry about that. It's really just, I have no idea why, but the counter, the stove is not. No idea why. The sofas are functional as well. It's very, very crowded, but you can watch TV, you can sit on the sofa, it's okay. And yeah, so here I placed like a little shelf and a little laundry basket, because behind that door by the stairs, I will be placing a little nice small laundry area. And over here, this is where we will have a bathroom, the only bathroom in this apartment. It will be on the first floor, well, second floor, first floor, depending on where you live. You say it differently, right? So I'm trying to figure out like a floor plan for this bathroom here, and I realized that the windows were too large. Like, I love a big window in my bathroom, don't get me wrong, but I feel like in this kind of like traditional, more dated apartment building, concrete building, you wouldn't have like windows like that in your bathroom anyways, and you wouldn't want it anyways, because it's like people are like just living right across and they can see everything. So I decided to change the window situation a little bit, made it more private, but there's still like window and light coming through whenever you want it to. So I managed to squeeze in, not really squeeze, it actually fitted really well, like a whole Japanese style bathroom situation where you have like the bathtub and the shower, and then you have like a separate sink outside, not in the same room. I also had the room where the toilet is, like right behind here, just behind that build bar over there. You can see, yeah, in this little area here, I used this softer light, the kids room saucer like situation for the bathroom, because I really like this light, like the way it gives the way it lights up the room in this toilet is so much, like bathroom, it's so much better than the saucer light that we always use to light up a build before we decide on lighting. You know what I mean? I think you guys know what I mean. It just the lighting behaves a lot better for this bathroom because it's really white and stuff, so that's what I went for. And choosing a curtain for this area took a while. I cut out quite a bit because I didn't know what to do, and I decided that most of the I don't know if you call it hardware, probably not. Like the counters, the bathtubs, toilets, countertops, things that are like built into this apartment. I try to keep them very neutral, but the things that are movable, like you know, like the plants, the furniture that can be moved, the stuff that the sim living here uses, like the rugs and stuff, I made them super bright and fun because I just wanted it to feel like this apartment came to the sim very neutral, very dull, and then the sim being a creative sim, I imagine it's a creative sim or like an art lover sim. They just really just decked out this area with lots of color and painted these pillars, columns that I eventually put down everywhere in this room, greens to just make it pop. So I decided to make this like little border area to kind of cut off a little bit of flow, like sort of give the kitchen and the living room a little bit of like a separation situation. I didn't plan on doing that. I liked it quite open concept, but I tried out this column situation, the column and the freezers and the fences, and I just decided that this actually looks so much better, guys. I was so excited about that. Did you see that angle? Oh, I love that. I love how it all fell together really well. I'm so excited about that part. It was so brilliant. Oh, and the laundry area was very simple. It was just a washing machine and a dryer. That's all, because that's all the space that we had for it. So it's very simple space, forgive that. And then moving on to the top floor, this is where the master bed, well, the only bedroom in this place is. I add a nice dream home decorator sort of like lounge chair here in this corner. It is fully functional. Your sim can still like crawl up to it and lounge by the window if you wanted to. It kind of clips with the curtain and the window, but I decided that I'm just gonna overlook it. In real life, it's not gonna happen. But this is the only way it can happen, so I'm just gonna like, you know, just let us overlook that little floor over there, okay? It looks good. The idea is good, okay? But yeah, so yeah, colorful bed, colorful rugs. I really enjoyed using all the colorful rugs because I don't usually use colorful rugs as well. I go for like all the neutral tones and stuff. So wow, this build was so fun, guys. Building the outside was fun, and then like I really just went ham on the color for the insides and stuff, the interior. Oh, I love this little reading nook sort of area that I created too, with like the blue rug, the purple seat, things like that. And I went for like a super statement chair. This is probably from movie Hangouts, right? I think so. Yeah, and I just like had that really super like in your face chair with like paired with like a very classic looking like desk, and everything just mismatched. It's mismatched, but it kind of looks cool still. That was the vibe that I wanted to go for at least this like area over here, or rather the entire apartment actually. Like nothing really fits. I assume that the sim does a little bit of well, I guess thrifting maybe, or maybe like she's more like a vintage treasure collector maybe. These are dog treats on the stack of suitcases actually, but I decided that it might be just like, you know, midnight snacks because I don't think you would want to like just walk downstairs into the kitchen to make yourself something when you're just lazy and peckish. You know what I mean? I would definitely have that kind of like mood myself if I have an apartment where I don't have like a kitchen in the same floor, things like that, you know. Yeah, so plants, I realized that in this space I didn't really put a lot of plants down, so I tried to put more on this like little like console cabinet area by the staircase. I added a bookshelf. I'm going to add more rugs over here right now. I didn't want to overdo the plants on this floor. Main reasons being that there's not a lot of space because it's like a very tricky area for the Sims to like navigate around, and I didn't want anything to be like non-functional, so I would have added more, but it had to, you know, make sense for functionality's sake. So I didn't do it. Okay, so I added more like plants, like this bathtub planter thing. I've never used it in my life, but it fits so well here. I really liked it, and I added that little kind of like bamboo rug thing to make it look like a little area. And then on this area there's gonna be a couple of flower pots. I put them with landscaping plants inside them, and I made it look like a little garden. It really looks so nice. But if you want to have your sim living here do their own gardening, you can definitely just remove those plants and you can just, you know, plant your own plants inside there. Totally fine. You can definitely do that. And yeah, it's just a little nice gardening area. I just figured that this veranda is like the perfect thing for like this creative sim to like just have like a garden full of like flora basically. But do note that the Sims will not be able to access this area over here where the chairs are. It's just really for show because the sign is actually blocking the Sim from being able to walk over. You can always just teleport the Sims over if you really want to. For like photo taking reasons or something, but it's mainly for the aesthetic purposes, I gotta say. I am not sorry, it was really nice. It's a very cute little space. You have to agree with me on that. And last room, last but not least, this is the first floor, the gallery sort of space, the art studio kind of space. Right now, I just made it sort of like bordered up, a graffiti space, an artist space with like a easel, a graffiti area. There are like paint cups and paint brushes, paint cans like scattered all around with like newspapers. There's gonna be a couple of like crates and boxes and like different weird things like this, and I just want to put down to kind of just make it look like it's like a area in transit. Perhaps like it becomes like more, perhaps it's like a storeroom area for the sim as well, who knows. But this is, I imagine, part of the property of the person who lives in the apartment in this building as well. So you can redesign this place to whatever you want to. If you really want to, you know, have like more room for the whole house slash apartment thingy, you can do that. But for me, I just kind of wanted to go for like a nice yeah, I added an M2, but a nice art studio kind of situation. I thought it was nice, like, you know, exploring with like a little bit more messy things. It's always fun to add some messy things. And here we're almost at the end. We're moving on to the outside, and I am now adding all the scratches, the cracks, yeah, scratches, cracks, water stains, things like that, things to make the building look more aged and yucky and stuff. But I didn't want it to look like it was falling apart, okay? So I just went for like a couple of like water stains here and there. I didn't go ham. Just a little bit here and there wherever I feel like it fit. Like, I didn't want to do too much because I didn't want it to look so disgusting, because the apartment, I imagine, is quite an expensive one. Maybe? I'm not sure actually, but it's definitely not like that kind of like grody space, you know what I mean? And right now I'm just creating this little public area, since it's like, you know, like a semi-commercial shop house situation. So there's a public area in the back. I made this little nice tree flower bed situation, added some benches. I'm gonna add like a nice trash can area that in the Japanese style, where there's like there's like 2 recycling cans and 1 general waste. That's what I did, and I got rid of one of the benches. And then I added in some vending machines, because you gotta have some vending machines in commercial areas, and it's like everywhere in Japan. And we are at the end of this video. Oh my god, I made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, guys. I'm so excited that you watched this. I hope you like it as much as I do. I really like this one. I really appreciate you guys very much. If you like this video, do remember to like this video and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed already, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.